In games like Deadlock, I like to play as many characters as possible, but the problem I've run into in Deadlock is finding a good build. Every single build I use just kind of sucks, right? Or they're confusing, or they have every single item in the game and every single tier 4 in the game, and I'm just like, bro, what am I supposed to do? Now that I've gotten better, I understand builds better and I can use most builds and play fine. But that took me reading every single item, that took me grinding the game, that took a lot of time. And a lot of people usually don't want to spend that time. So I made my own method to create the best possible build as easy as possible. And I actually implemented it yesterday on Viper. So I'm going to teach you guys the method and I'm going to teach you guys how you can do it too. Now, first, for some context, I used to really like Viper back in the day because she was one of the first characters I really played and really enjoyed. But she just, every time I found a build for her, I kind of hated it. All of them kind of sucked to me. Or there were so many items I just didn't know what to pick or what to buy or what order to buy it in. So I picked her up yesterday. I was playing on my Phantom 5 account trying to play with one of my Archon buddies. And my first game on Viper went pretty bad. Here, let's actually, here, we can pull it up. It didn't go great. This was my first game on Viper, right? And this was me copying a build I saw on YouTube because usually YouTube builds I enjoy more. But it didn't go the best. I was 4-4, 19k damage, not great. Now this was also kind of just a team diff. This Shiv kind of spit on us, but it wasn't the best game. But as I played a little more and I made the new build, this is after the new build, it went pretty all right. I would say it went pretty good. I even bought support items. I bought Dispel instead of just going all damage. I'd say it went pretty well. Now, it was only an Oracle lobby, right? Because my friend's Archon, but you get the idea. So let me show you guys what I did. Now, you're only going to need two things. You're going to go to this website and you're going to open Snipping Tool, which is, it comes with Windows. All you do is type in the bottom left, you type Snipping Tool and you'll have it. So the website in the description, it's going to be Stat Locker, and all you're going to do, you're going to choose the hero you want to play. You're going to set Ascendant and Eternus, and then you're going to hover over the most bought item. So you're going to go look through, pretty sure it's Burst 5 for 6,000. Then for the general rule I found is around 10% of that. So 600, right? Take the number 600 and you're going to take a picture of this. Also set it to souls, not time. I find souls a little bit better. I used to use time, but I found souls kind of better to me. It requires a little bit more thinking, but it makes a little bit more sense when you get into it. So then just hit new, you screenshot this, and then all you do is you split screen it. Bring it right over here. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go through every single item and you're going to take that 600 that we got from the most bought item. I actually used 700 before I figured out I created the method for just 10% of the highest bought. So 600, 700, around that area. Now I'm going to get 6-7 comments. But then you go over every single one. So let's say Healing Right, Mystic Burst, all four of these. Just underline them, right? With white ink or whatever, which you go up here and you switch it to white. And you just underline every single item. I'll be back when I finish. Okay, I'm done. Now, as you see, I underlined a lot of stuff. And if you're a newer player and you don't understand items or basic build order yet, time will help you with that. So if you go over to time instead of souls, you can look at it now that you've done the souls version and you can compare and contrast a little bit. So what you're going to do is you're going to put all of these items that we just highlighted. Let's switch to a different color. Let's do this one. We're going to put all of those items and we're going to put them all into a build. After you put them all in a build, and you're going to put them in order. So it'd be Healing Right, then Spirit, then Opening, then Burst, then this, then that, whatever, all left to right. And from there, then you can look over at this side. You can go look at time and you can decide how you want to build. For example, if you read the time graph here, you would say, okay, well, first of all, you know certain items are support items. So you could put Healing Right in an optional tab. You could put all three of these items in an optional tab. You could even put Fortitude in an optional tab or Extra Health, and you make all of those items optional instead of part of the main build. And don't worry, I'll show you guys everything what I did in a second. But then you'd see, okay, so for the most part, Ascendant Eternus players build Extra Spirit, then Improve Spirit, then they buy Close Quarters, then they move into Opening, then this, and sometimes they buy Rapid as well in between these two items, probably for a gun spike, right? And then they move over to this, then, and look, we're using all these items. So we know that this item isn't highlighted. This one is not checked off, right? So we can skip that item. Mystic Burst, if you like Mystic Burst, you can add it. I personally don't like it. Also, it falls under the 700 mark. Normally, I like a little bit over the 10%. So instead of 600, I would do 700 personally. So that means this wouldn't be added to it. I think Extra Health wouldn't be be added. It'd be a lot less items. You have to use your discretion just a little bit, but it's not that complicated. It's pretty simple. So then you'll just see every single item. Okay, they build this, they build that. So for the most part, if we looked at it, and if I get rid of this photo now, if we looked at it, a general build for most people seems to be this, something in this area. So behind that's escalating, right? I mean, intensifying, sorry. Yeah, intensifying. So I personally do intensifying. So one of these items, maybe multiple, we'll see. And then maybe this, but usually this, one of these, or maybe both, maybe a support item. And then from there, it's just tier 4s. And usually tier 4s, I find souls teaches me better, because as you see, people rush vampiric, then they go into something like this, then they go to ricochet, then they buy lucky shot and silencer and all that. So this helps me with build order for tier 4s, but the time helps me with build order for tier 1s to 2s. So from there, if we go look at the build I finished, and then we look at exactly the same thing, how do I pull both of these up? Okay, well, regardless, you guys get the idea. Spirit, close quarters, opening, rapid, shred, quicksilver, a few more items, and then it's greens. Greens, point blank, merc mag, tier 4. So let's go look. Spirit, close quarters, rapid, opening, shred, intensifying, basically everything I just explained, and I put it in an order that works for me. You guys can see it, right? And I put both leech or vampiric in case of, like, depending on what I want to do, and then I just built it. And it was so simple, and it took away the thinking from a game. Because a lot of people, in my opinion, if you're playing in lobbies below Ascendant, sometimes Phantom lobbies are sometimes difficult, usually not, but here and there, right? For the most part, your build doesn't matter. You can build the exact same thing every single game and find success every single game, or most games. Just because counter building doesn't matter that much. Basic counter building like Dispel Magic or buying Spirit Resil most games is all you need for most characters. Like Dispel Magic against Infernus or Mirage or whatever, and then Spirit Resil against a heavy Spirit team, or just in general because you know most characters in this game are Spirit. Just simple stuff like that. And then you can sit there and spawn into a game and go like this. Oh boy, guys. Whee! Cowabunga. Beautiful. And now you're the best player ever. You win every game. It's pretty much, you don't need to think ever again for builds now. And it's a pretty simple thing to do for every single character. Doesn't take that much effort. I probably will be doing this exact method and posting a lot of builds for it. So if you're ever on a character and you want to figure out, I wonder if Shoddy has a build for this, just type in Shoddy. See, this is the build for the Viper one. Now, people might ask me about AP investment. AP, in my opinion, is a big person-by-person thing. Like, if you go through this, everyone has different kind of AP investments. Oops. Yeah, it's usually like maxing your 3 or your ultimate, depending on how you want to play, and then maxing your 2 afterwards. That seems out to be how most people do it. I just chose a random build I liked a lot. Like, I was like, I like this guy's build. I just don't like some of the items he has in it. As you see, I have most of his items pre-bought though. Just little stuff that misses out on spikes, for example, that I don't like. He doesn't have bullet shred here, bullet resist shred, which I find an insane item on the character. So all I did was copy and edit. I created my own copy of it, deleted every single tab, created a new tab by clicking add category, and then added every single item I underlined there, and then using the time one and the souls one, comparing them, trying to see when I should buy each item, and then I went in the game and tried it out. It's pretty much that simple. It's all you guys really got to do, and you'll have a build for most characters. Also, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of possibilities like, oh, well, this method doesn't work because of this or that. I'm using this as a very general way to figure out what the better players use on a character, and then using my own discretion to decide, okay, well, this is good, this is bad, or I don't like this, or I don't like that. This isn't to be, oh, you underline all these things, you have to buy every single one in every single game. You have to use your sense a little bit. Not much, right? And it's much easier than using a real build and then trying to figure out, oh, well, he put all these items, which one do I use? You cut out half of the items most people put in builds because you're using only the ones that are played the most. And then from there, you figure out what's redundant. Let's say there's been 5 gun items that I underlined. Maybe I don't need to buy all 5 of them because they all seem to be bought at the exact same time on the graph, which means it's probably one or the other, not both, right? So you use your discretion for that, and you're able to figure out what works, what doesn't, and create a build that works for you and what you like, while still having it be something that is actually good. Also, if you guys like free stuff, for only April, you guys can get a free VOD review for Deadlock and lots of other free stuff if you hit the top link in the description and use code DEADLOCK at checkout. You'll be joining my lock-in tier, and in there you have all my guides, my aim routine, my Marvel Rivals guide. You'll have a backup of all the VOD reviews I do for Deadlock. I'll also be releasing a Deadlock guide soon, so get your free first month, check it out, get a free VOD review, and if you guys enjoy it, you guys can stay another month. Anyways, I love you guys. Have a good one. God bless you.